Transcription is one of the skills that is rarely spoken about in the online space, and that's because of how difficult the entry barrier is. However, it is one of the skills that pays the most. Now, what you need to actually enter into the transcription field is actually minimal. It's simply the skill, and a lot of people give up on transcription because people think that, oh, I tried this company and tried this company, I really could not pass their test and their entry test. But in this video, I'm about to solve that problem for you. In this video, I'm going to be showing you at the latter part of this video, somewhere towards the end, I'm going to be showing you how you can actually pass transcription test. It's a company that I actually resonate with, a company after my research, a company I have actually worked with, and they actually train people, all right? It's where you can actually properly get trained as a transcriber, and this literally happened in less than a day or two, depending on how fast you are. And once you get certified with that company, being trained by that company, you can literally pass. That literally gives you an advantage over every other applicant applying for a transcribing job. Now, in this video, I'm also going to show you 3 transcribing companies that are currently sorting after transcribers. And once you get trained and you are properly trained, like I would show you where you would get that training in the latter part of this video, so you might want to stick to the end of this video to see that. They are literally going to snap you once you apply for a job in comparison to other applicants. And one of the reasons why transcription is very good is that you get to earn somewhere around, depending on the company you're working with, some companies get to pay as high as $16 per hour of work. So assuming you are in Nigeria or Ghana or Africa or a third world country, and you get to work for, let's say, 5 hours a day, that would simply mean that you've been able to earn somewhere around $80 in one day. Now, if you get to work 5 days a week, you know how much that would translate into $400 in a week. And by the end of a month, you've been able to successfully earn for yourself $1,600 in a month. That's a decent amount of money for a 5 hours a day work. Literally, you start your work in the morning by 8, and somewhere around 1, 2, you're done. And also, it's very important for you to understand that transcribing is one of the skills that you can enter with little or no experience. Only the one I'm about to show you, where you get trained. You don't need coding skill, you don't need some form of some blogging skill, you don't need programming skill, you don't need to be a data scientist, anything. All you need is the training I'm going to be showing you how to get in this video, and also the companies that are requesting for your service, and you just got to apply for this job and get the job. Without further ado, we're going to hop right in. I'm going to show you how that works. But before then, you want to do me a favor by hitting on the subscribe button if this is your first time on this channel, so that every time I drop a video like this, you'll be among the very first to get notified. Also, if you're a returning subscriber, you might want to like this video, all right, and probably click on the share button so that more people would see it. Also, if you want specific tailored information on transcribing that you've not gotten, just leave a comment in the comment section and I'm going to answer your question. So the first thing you need to understand as a transcriber is that there are 3 skills that you need. The first skill that is very essential to you as a transcriber is your listening skill. You need to know very well how to listen, because you're going to be bombarded with different forms of audios, different forms of audio files. And some of these audio files are literally going to be interviews, having different people speaking in the interview. So you need to be able to pick out everyone's voice and what everyone is saying. And sometimes chances are that you're going to be transcribing audio files that have people speaking that have some form of accent, and you need to be able to pick out what these people are saying and be able to translate the accent. And hold on, if you feel this is going to be very difficult for you, do not worry. I'm going to be publishing a video tomorrow that I'm going to be sharing with you essential tools that you need to actually pass. There are certain software that you would use that would help you. So all you need to do is to actually check for the authenticity of what the software eventually did, right? So that's what you need. Of course, your listening skill. The next thing you need as a transcriber is your typing skill. Your typing skill needs to be apt, because remember that everything you hear, you're going to type, because what you type is eventually going to be what they listen to eventually. So it is very important that your typing skill is very up. You need to be able to type at least somewhere around 50 words per minute or in 30 seconds. That's even talking about the average. So you need that. The third thing you need as a transcriber is a very good PC, a very good personal computer, and a very good network provider. Because if you're in Africa, one of the challenges we tend to suffer is the availability of network, and these people do not work with excuses. They absolutely would not tolerate excuses. So one thing you need to fix if you want to become a good transcriber is to have a good network. If you're in Nigeria, Ghana, or any third world country, what I would recommend is a very good 5G network that would work properly for you. All right, without further ado, we'll just go on. So I would share with you the different websites where you would get those transcribing jobs that are actually currently trending. The first website on my list is Sterling Transcript. Now, Sterling Transcript is one of the foremost company that actually works with transcribers all over the world. Now, Sterling transcribers are currently looking for transcribers. You can see you can either choose to be a transcriber that works with minute taking, academic transcriber. You can decide to be a medical transcriber. You can decide to be a legal and business transcriber, or you can decide to be a finance and media transcriber. Now, there are different recommendations and different needs for each transcription. For finance and media, you just need to be acquainted with the finance world. For the legal and business part, you need to be acquainted with the legal side. This is partly because, in my opinion, they are going to be using terms and terminologies that are legal, and some of it might not make sense to you if you don't have some form of legal background. And also, you could be a medical transcriber, which means you would be transcribing medical reports and all of that stuff. So you need to have prior understanding of this. But if you don't, you could just choose to be a general transcriber, which is minute taking and all that. So that works for you. Now, the next website on my list, before I go on to the next website, I'd like to tell you that this website pays handsomely, all right? And their requirement is very, very straightforward. It actually requires you to just, if you're choosing to be a medical transcriber, you need to have at least 5 years of experience. If you're choosing to be a legal transcriber, you need to have at least 1 year of transcribing experience. This is because of how delicate these companies are. And there are a couple of things that are necessary for you to know, which is the fact that for you to be a part of this company, you need to already have the 3 things I mentioned earlier, which means you need to have a good listening skill. You need to have you need to be a fast typer. You need to have a good typing skill to be able to type a certain amount of words per minute. The third thing is the fact that you need to have a good network provider and network coverage. And that's about all you need. And this company, which is the Sterling Transcribe, are taking people from UK base, and also they are taking people from abroad. Now, it is clearly stated that they are taking people from UK and abroad. You can also actually read all of their description and see that for yourself. But as far as my research is concerned, they're taking people from the UK, the United Kingdom, and people from abroad. Now, they did not clearly specify what abroad is, but wherever you are, you might want to apply for this and see if they get to accept you. But one thing I'm sure is that they take people from the UK, from New Zealand, and from Australia. That I am very sure. The next website I want to show to you is Pacific Transcription. Now, interestingly, Pacific Transcription and Sterling Transcription are all tied to the same company. They are all linked to the same company, Sterling Global Network, that focuses on transcription. And that clearly means that everything that I explained earlier on with the Sterling Transcript, it also applies here with the Pacific Transcript. Now, without taking much of your time, the next website I want to throw to you is Verbit. Now, Verbit is a very organized organization that have been in this industry for a while. Now, Verbit is actually one of the companies I worked with when I started with, and you can see they are affiliated with Google, Kaltura, Anthology. They are literally they are affiliated with Fox, affiliated with Stanford. They are affiliated with major companies. Now, Verbit Transcript are actually, the good thing about Verbit is the fact that they are looking for full-time transcribers, not freelance. For the first 2 websites I called, it's freelance. You can work at your own pace. But if you want to work with Verbit, you must be able to work with Verbit for at least 8 hours every day, which means 40 work hours every week. So you must understand that with Verbit, it's a full-time employment. So all you have to do is to actually log in and actually get to apply for this job and see how that goes. But before then, you might need to do something, which is actually take the course, which is the last thing I said. You're going to need to be trained on how to do this. And how to do that is simply come on this website called Skillshare.com. And then when you come to Skillshare.com, you simply log in. However, there is one thing that you might need on Skillshare.com. There are different people teaching transcription for free. Here you can learn it for 1 month free, but there is somebody who I would recommend for you to take her courses, which I can recommend. If you want that very person just drop a message or drop a comment in the comment section saying, Phil, share with me your preferred tutor, and I'm going to send you a link to that exact tutor's free 1 month transcription course, and then you're just going to click on that link and it will redirect you to the person's course, and you're just going to take the course for 1 month and you're good to go. I mean, I said 1 month, but you can finish it in 3 days depending on how fast you are. Well, guys, if you feel like I gave you value for your time, you might want to, at this point, reward me by hitting on the subscribe button. All right, like this video if you haven't, so that more people will get to see it, and that will be it.